Welcome to the second episode of taking my funded challenge from phase 1 all the way up to payout. In this video we'll almost see 2 weeks worth of trading, and then the end of it you will see my result after these 2 weeks. So in this challenge, for the people that are not familiar with it, I'm basically taking on the challenge of recording everything live while taking a funded challenge from phase 1 all the way up to payout. So that means that I'm doing the phase 1, phase 2, and then taking the account to a point where I can request a payout. This brings some challenges with it, but I'm up for the challenge. So this is episode 2 of phase 1 to payout. Enjoy. So the first week, we didn't trade until Thursday, and there were a couple of reasons for this. First of all, I wasn't really finding good trades until Thursday, and secondly, I was not analyzing the market enough in my opinion. So I was not really in line with the markets. I was also not trading on my funded accounts. I was just not feeling ready for this challenge and not feeling in check with the markets. I also had a lot to do business-wise, so that's why I had a late start. But then we came to Thursday, day 1. Okay, so first of all, let's look if there is any news today. GBP came out and with PPIs in the afternoon. So we're trading for this challenge Euro USD and GBP JPY. As you can see, Euro USD is just in an incline without basically any pullbacks. It has a lot of fair value gaps and imbalances in the market on the downside. So basically there's nothing I can do for now, as the trend is clearly bullish, but I would say the current trend tends to go bearish since we have a lot of imbalances to fill down there. This could be a liquidity grab happening right here before we head down. So I want to see how this candle closes. If it is a fair value gap, this could be an entry maybe for us to take it to the downside. Then GBJPY, let's see on the 1 hour. This is in a strong decline. So of course I'm favoring it lower automatically because of that. But we took out double lows right here. So we took out liquidity right here. So we could expect a bit of a pullback happening and then the distribution down basically. So this one is one that can go on both ways. We did tap a fair value gap right here at 2:45 a.m. New York time, 15-minute fair value gap, and we had a lot of displacement coming out of there. So maybe we could see this trading higher. So let's see what it is going to do. So currently waiting, guys. Currently waiting. EU is in a good decline. A lot of volume. 50-minute is looking strong to the downside. Was a nice liquidity grab right here. We have a lot of imbalances to the downside. I must say the daily is in a strong uptrend, but that has to stop somewhere. We took out liquidity right here yesterday. So this could be the potential turning point for us to change directions, to trade downwards. So I think this might be the trade I'm willing to take. This is 5.5, so let's do 7. And then maybe we will aim for the first imbalance zone that we have down there. GBP JPY, I don't see really anything right here. So I think I want to take the trade on Euro USD. And why don't I see anything on this one? Basically, we are still in a strong decline, but now the current 1 hour trend is tending to change. It does not confirm the change yet, but it is tending to change. That's where it gets difficult. Euro USD on the other hand, as you can see, it is flying down, right? It is flying down. And we have the liquidity grab already in place right there. Of course, maybe we can argue this is also still tending to change. And since it is bullish, I should not go against it. But I think it is worth the risk for a first trade to take it like this, especially because it is so high up and so less risk for so much reward, right? So let's see if we can achieve something on that one. Let's see how dollar is doing. So dollar, let's see daily wise. This is what I drew on. So basically I expected this already to go to the downside. I did expect a pullback in between and we didn't get that. But we had double lows right here. As you know, liquidity is laying underneath double lows. We took it out. So now I would expect a pullback happening for here, or at least a reaction. So that is what I will be anticipating today. What I don't like is that Euro is just flying to the downside without even coming back. And that can be an issue. The second thing I don't like is that we also have a fair value gap right here on the 5-minute. Could be an issue that we are only going to fill this one and not this one. And this will mess with our risk to reward, of course, but it will still give us a decent risk to reward. Okay guys, as you can see, this is my funded next terminal, and basically I will be putting in an order right here and then basically follow it on the 1 minute and then just see how it is going to react on it. So let's add Euro USD. Bam, here we go. Net added. Now we have Euro USD. Let's calculate how much we need to risk, by the way. So we have a 7 pip stop loss. And doing this with an app called FX Calculator. We will be risking 500 for a 7 pip stop loss. Okay, we're going to do sell limit price at 1,519. Our stop loss at 11589 and our take profit at 11089. As you can see, first imbalance we encounter, except for this one though, on the 1 hour. So this could be something that we have to pay attention to. This could be something we have to pay attention to. I didn't see that on this chart. We have a 7.14 lot size. This is our price we want to enter on. It's correct. This is our stop loss. It's correct. So take profit is correct. So this is our order. And now let's wait for it. This is literally the best possible entry that we can get. I'm tending to do is that if price comes in here, then I want to scale down to the 1 minute and see if it changes its structure on the 1 minute. And then I might change my order to something like this. Of course, we will change the lot size accordingly. And this is also part of it, guys. I think this is the most important part of trading. And to be honest, the part where most traders go wrong is that whenever they're waiting like this, they are searching every other pair to find a setup that works and to find a setup that gives them an entry. And basically what we bespoke and what we made the rule for ourselves is that we are only taking 1 trade a day. And this is my 1 trade a day, guys. This is my 1 trade a day. And let's say if GBP JPY now gives me a better entry and we're taking that, then we're taking that and we're deleting our Euro USD order. But we also have to debate, is this GBP JPY entry really better than the Euro USD? Or will we keep the Euro USD entry for now and try that, right? Right now it is consolidating a bit right here. So this could be a possibility for it to tend higher and then maybe go lower from there, or it just is going to fly through here now. So we're just waiting for this. But also if we miss this, it's no worries. This is London session right now. I'm also trading the New York session today. So we have plenty of opportunities today to take trades. By the way, I think if I have a winner trade, I might still look for another trade. But if I have a loser trade, I will definitely stop trading for the day. Like I said, I want to make this as easy to follow as possible. And maybe make this a kind of blueprint for you to follow in order to pass your funding challenge. If we pass it, of course. Because even though I am a more experienced trader and I have passed many challenges, I am still losing challenges to this day. Right now, it will be a lot harder even since I'm documenting everything and basically putting that kind of pressure on myself. But I like that. I like the pressure. So let's do this together. Okay, so I might enter right here. Since momentum is slowing down, this will make my stop loss a bit bigger. Let's just wait to see what this candle does. But I'm expecting it to go to the downside, to be honest. There we go. There we have our momentum to the downside. I'm selling with 5 lots in the market. Bam, like this. Change of position. Target was 1089. Okay, so I'm risking a little bit over 500. I'm risking like 550 on this position. It's no big deal. It's basically just I took what made me come to this lot size is since I was using a 7 lot for a 7 pip stop loss. I knew that, okay, for a 10 pip stop loss, I needed to use something like a 5 lots for 500 risk, of course, on Euro USD. So that's how I came to that calculation. I'd just rather be in the trade with a lower lot size than miss the trade completely because I'm waiting it to fill 1 more pip right here. Of course, it could still go to my stop loss. I could be completely wrong, but for now we are in the trade. Let's see how it goes. I'm also going to delete my second order that I had right here. Okay, I would have gotten tapped in, as you can see, if I would have kept my original order. It is also flying really bullish. So I am a bit afraid that we're going to get stopped out, but it's no worries. It's only like 550 that we risked on this position, like I said. In the beginning, we are taking it easy, and someone asked in the comments why we are only risking 500 until we are up 3%. And this is basically just to prevent ourselves from getting a huge drawdown. So basically right now, if we lose 5 trades in a row, we are still only down 2.5%. And basically that's something that we can still make back in 1 or 2 trades. So that was basically the thought process behind it, to risk less. Because we have no time limits, so why would we risk a lot, right? Okay, guys, we're almost stopped out. I'm going to get some food. There's nothing I can do because I'm not trade managing anyway. So I'm just letting it go to stop loss or to take profit basically. Of course, it's a huge take profit, so there we will manage something. If we're getting stopped out, we're getting stopped out. You will see it first since I will come to my computer in like 15-20 minutes. So yeah, curious to see what's going to happen, and let's do this. I'm gonna get some food. Oh wow, I just came back and we just got stopped out, damn. Okay, that's unfortunate, guys. So how much are we down? We are down 560. Like I said, 550, but I was not that far off, 560. So we lost our first trade. We have some lessons to learn. The first one was the most important one, and this is the one that I preach to everybody. I went against the trend. And this is just rookie mistake number one. Never trade against the trend because the trend is your friend. So yeah, it was a very stupid mistake on my part where I tried to catch the top. I tried to catch the falling knife. So this was a very good one to report and to take with me onto the next one. But that's the whole point of this series. I'm not saying that I'm making mistakes on purpose, of course not. But I have noticed that during this challenge, and this is something that you will see, is that my psychology reacted way differently when I was recording a live than when I wasn't recording and I was just trading my funded accounts. So this is very interesting, and I hear always a lot of influencers, trading influencers say that trading live affects their emotions and they never do it, and there are reasons to this why they never do this because it is just so difficult. So yeah, this will be a very exciting and extraordinary experiment to see what will happen to this. But in the end, I'm risking 0.5%. So of course it will take longer, but I'm very certain that I will pass the challenge, but it will just take a longer while if we're losing a bit more. But this 0.5% will be an assurance for us that we will not go in a deep drawdown. So guys, new day, new chances. Let's see GPJY. As you can see, we were very bullish yesterday. We had a bit of a drop overnight, and then we are remaining our bullish bias upwards. Now it is important to notice that basically we had a reaction out of this order block right here. And right now we could be in a liquidity grab to turn around after that. But let's learn from our mistakes from yesterday and not assume that that's going to happen right away, since the markets are quite bullish. I don't know if you paid attention to the markets yesterday on Wednesday, the 13th of July, but the dollar had dropped massively. And not only the 13th of July, but also the 12th and the 11th and the 10th, of course, basically the whole week already. As we can see, we were trading right here, and basically I have to say, to be honest, I was expecting a kind of a support right here. I would trade maybe a bit lower to take liquidity and then shoot up higher, because as you know, that was my bias on EU, that we would turn around around that point. But so the dollar is dropping massively. That means that EU is roaring massively, as we can see. So yeah, we broke previous highs right here. So we also broke the weekly highs massively this week. Damn, this is crazy. And we are filling up a gap right here. Could be a nice potential area still to shift biases, even though we might not be shifting completely to the downside. We have had a huge expansion to the upside, which I would like to see create a pullback first, and maybe this could be the area for that to happen. So EU, to be honest, I don't see a lot of opportunities on EU. It is just too bullish. It is not giving me any opportunities for a pullback. Maybe we could take it right here down, but I don't want to trade against the trend again. So we have a fair value gap left right here, 1 hour FVG. We have an order block right here. And these are basically the 2 point of interest areas where I'll be looking for. But again, as you guys know me, I would like to see this move come underneath the 61.8 at least, and that's not going to happen with these two moves. But I don't see it come back under the 50 either, as it is such a bullish price action. Then GPJPY, I do expect price to come back into this zone, maybe. So 1 hour value gap right here. We did fill this value gap right here. The only thing is that we are trading against the 4 hour trend, but we are in theory in line with the daily trend. We just took out these double lows right here. We filled this value gap that was left. We do have a lot of imbalances still to be filled, but as you can see, the same scenario as on EU, it is just so bullish without presenting any pullbacks, and it makes it just very difficult for me to trade my strategy on here. So for now, I will remain my bullish bias basically. So this will be the area I want to see price come back into, and I want to see a pullback happening to this area, a reaction out of here, and then we take a long position from there. And let's also mark out this 1 hour order block like this. So guys, I think it will be a waiting game today. I've been looking at Euro USD and I've been looking at GBJPY. I have to be honest, I did not decide on a third pair yet. Okay, so a lot of you were saying indices. So I saw a comment that said US30, NAS 100 or SPX, so S&P 500. So let us use indices as a third pair. That is also what I was keening to, I have to say, since I want to trade more indices this year. I've never traded indices that consistently. Of course, sometimes here and there I trade, but not consistently fully on indices. So this is something that I would like to focus on this year. Now, the only thing is that I have to choose between S&P, NAS or US30. So I have to figure that out. Basically, other than that, it's just a waiting game, guys. And I will come back to you whenever we are getting inside of our entry zones. I will be putting alerts. Putting alerts is just a great way to keep on your game while you're doing other things. For example, right now I will be going and do some other work, and then I just don't have to wait inside of the screens, waiting and maybe doing something stupid because of that. So guys, our alert went off on GBJPY, but as we can see, GBJPY is going quite sideways. It didn't have a really good pullback in my opinion, and there's no real displacement coming out of there yet. But if we head over to EU did not tap our fair gap that we draw out earlier, but it did tap this 1 hour fair gap right here, and it did came out of there with a lot of displacement on the 15. So I'm willing to enter on the 15 minute right here, just on the top of a fair gap, stops underneath the low, and a 1/2 as a target. So that's basically the trade that I'm going to take right now. And then as soon as we hit this, or as we break these highs, I will be putting my stops on break even, as I don't know how much further we are going to run this bad boy. Euro USD, we're going to take a buy limit. The price will be at 213 and our order is in. Since the weekend was approaching, I closed the trade and break even. And with these first 2 days, like I said, I was already noticing some psychology tweaks. So I was acting a bit differently. I was sometimes hesitating a bit more. I was sometimes having a bit of FOMO because I just want to deliver a very good result to you guys. So this is something that I need to be aware of for the next episode, that I just need to forget about the cameras and just trade my own thing. You are just part of it, where I will be just analyzing the markets, but I will just be doing it, putting my face cam on, because that's also that I was missing in this video. Putting my face cam on and not even talking that much, just maybe saying a little bit about what I'm seeing, but then just fully focus on trading. I think that is how I will approach it the next time. So let's get into the next week. So guys, Monday morning, the 17th of July, and we're back on the charts. So let's analyze the GBP JPY. Basically, we came out of a 1 hour fair gap right here with a very impulsive move. So I'm going to look for bullish trades. Before we do that, let's look at Euro USD. As we can see, this is the position of last week, where we basically got stopped out at break even because we were entering the weekend. And as you can see, we're most probably going to take out that take profit, but for now it's just still in the consolidation zone. So I think GBJPY is the better trade to go with. Then if we're looking at it on the 15 minute, we see a very beautiful fair value gap right here, and I think that will be the trade already. So let's take our entry right there, our stops underneath the low. It will be a very large trade. Maybe we can zoom it in a little bit more and take the entry a bit lower on the 30s. So it's in the middle of the fair value gap. Stop loss, we're tucking in right here. We are risking 36 for stop loss. We're risking 500 this position. So we need a 1.92 lot size. Then we are taking a buy limit, 1.92. Our price that we are entering will be at 181.30, like this. Our stop loss will be at 180.94, and our take profit will be at 12298, basically above this high right here. Bam, this is the trade. Let's place our order, and now we are again in our waiting game. Like we said earlier, Euro USD still in consolidation zone. not really a trade for me right now. I've still not decided on the third pair, guys, that we're going to trade. So basically we're just keeping it at those two right now. And trading really, guys, and I'm saying this so many times, less is more, guys. And instead of me having to analyze all of these pairs, I'm just analyzing those two and just seeing, okay, is this one giving an opportunity, yes or no? Or is this one giving an opportunity, yes or no? Just taking one trade a day, bam, that's it, guys, that's it. So now we are waiting for our entry to be hit, and then let's see what this trade is going to do. Hey guys, good morning. We are Tuesday, the 18th of July. This was the position of yesterday. It got stopped out, as you can see, right around 11:30 a.m. my time. So let's put this into New York time because I know that's where the most of you are from, and that will make it easier with the time zone. So we got stopped out at 5:30 a.m. Another loss. And this was really messing with my psychology. Normally, I don't see this as a big of a deal or as a deal at all, right? I really couldn't care less. But in this case, it was like, yo, I'm losing 2 out of the 2 right now. There is something that I'm missing. There is something that is messing me up, but what is it? So what did I decide to do? I decided to start another challenge on the side just to prove to myself that I'm just all right doing this. So right now you have to realize I'm doing this challenge. I'm doing a separate challenge and I'm trading my funded accounts. I almost hit target afterwards. My target was a bit ambitious, I would say. And since we now are basically down 1%, because we lost 2 positions and 1 position was break even, I think I'm going to aim for 1/2 trades for now, so that we can build that up a little bit better first. So let us analyze what GJ is doing. GJ is basically continuing its downwards trend. As we can see, we came on the 4-hour into a very nice retracement of this move right here, 61.8, filled up this fair value gap that was left of it, and then went down afterwards. So on the 1 hour, if we want to take a trade from here, I think I only want to take a position when we enter this 1 hour order block right here. Take it to the downside from there. Basically, we ended it at 30 minutes ago, but that's not in my trading window, so maybe we can enter it from here now. But I would really like to see it come back once more and then go down afterwards, so that we are not going to be trapped in this move and get stopped out, retrace to this order block once again, and then it goes down. Let me check EU. We didn't trade EU on this account yesterday, but I did trade it on another account, and that was basically this trade right here. As you can see, it hit take profit for a 1/3.5, but unfortunately I closed it somewhere around here. I don't know, I wasn't feeling 100% in the right place psychologically. Maybe it is because we lost those previous trades on the challenge account right here, but I have to say I'm not feeling that much pressure for now. It's no big deal, it was still profit after all. Let's delete these positions. Let me make a screenshot first before I forget. I don't know if I did that yesterday, so let me do that now. And basically, guys, let me just break this trade down real quick. Buy side was taken right here. We had a displacement downwards, and basically that was my trade. I thought I was going to take out sell side right here and maybe fill up one of these fair value gaps, and as it did, take out sell side and did not tap these fair value gaps. So right now we are trading higher, and is there somewhere an opportunity for us to enter? I don't think so. If there was, as we tapped right now, it could have been this breaker right here, but I would say for us right now there is no entry on Euro USD. It will be a waiting game today. I will be putting alerts on GBP/JPY on this order block like this, so we get an alert when price is there. And for EU, I really don't know where I want to see it. Really big upwards trend right now, so I'm just going to let it be, and maybe we can see a retracement happening from here. For now, I think I'm going to leave it alone. You have to really know, guys, when to pick your battles and which trades or which trade opportunities are good and valid for you. If you are not seeing anything right away, I would say, then there is no trade entry for you guys. And yes, sometimes you can force an entry, and sometimes you will have luck and you will win the entry, or you will win the trades. But believe me, more times than not, you will lose the position. If we are looking at GJ real quick like this right now, as I can see it, we are still in that uptrend, but we did form a lower high, and we are in a downtrend on the 1 hour, the 4 hour. So I would really like to see price come back. I think maybe once we break this trend line, we can see price pull back into here and then go lower from there. That is my prediction, that is my expectation, and that is what I hope for. So let's wait for that. So guys, I just entered this position right here on GBP/JPY. As you can see, we failed to come up to this 1 hour order block. So this indicated to me that we were going bearish. As this candle was forming right here, I entered a short position from here, and basically we went straight down afterwards. We were keeping on creating lower highs and lower lows. So I think this will be the next target for a 1/2 position. Let me put this into the funded next. As you can see, we are already going, but I have not put in my stop loss and my take profit. This is the trade. Let's see what it is going to do. So guys, the 20th of July London Open. Let's see what EU has done. There were no trades yesterday. The trade on GJ, by the way, from the day before yesterday was a very nice success. Let me go through it. This was a trade from yesterday, guys. I don't remember if I recorded this, me putting in the entry, but basically, if you can remember, I do remember that I marked out this 1 hour order block right here. So we were waiting for a reaction out of this order block. Basically, we came into this order block, we had a strong reaction downwards. Then, as you remember, I wanted to see it come back into there. Price was coming back up, and I saw this is an inverted hammer being created. I was like, okay, we are definitely going to push down, and we are definitely going to be aiming for this low right here. And as you can see, there was a trend line right here. So I was like, okay, maybe some trend line liquidity is going to be taken out. So I was basically aiming a 1/2 like this, but I held it open a little bit longer because I was not 100% correct with my lot size. So I just wanted to get 1,000 out of it. So that's why I held it open a little bit longer. I also was doing a separate challenge simultaneously, where I basically used the setup to pass the challenge in one trade. So what I did, the entry was almost the same. It was something like this. It was just a 1/2, but I was at 2% risk. And then there was also a scale and something like this. There will be a separate video. I think the video is already online. So it will be linked in the info cards on top, where I will explain this trade and these setups and everything around that in detail. And we got our first win. This was a very nice position that put us back to break even. This position also resulted into passing that other challenge. So the other challenge, phase 1, is right now passed. But not only that, guys, phase 2 has also been passed recently. And also this was on one trade and was in less than 30 minutes. I passed phase 1 because I had to wait for the days to be completed. And only 55 minutes later, I passed phase 2. So for now, basically GJ has been dropping and we are still in that downwards move, as you can see. So my target is this low right here. I have to say for now, I don't see a real entry for us to take out. Maybe my expectation is that these double tops here will be taken out and then we can go downwards from there. So that would be an expectation of mine. So let me put an alert at that time and place right here so that we can wait for this and anticipate a move downwards afterwards. Then let's go to Euro. Euro is basically also still in that downwards move, as you can see on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we did hit a fair value gap right here, and we hit this order block right here. And then we have a strong reaction downwards. The only thing that is minding me is that we came into this 1 hour order block right here, and we had a very, very strong reaction off this. And since the 4 hour, everything is basically still so bullish. It's insane. This would be a trade against the overall trend. And that is what makes it difficult in my opinion. But on the other hand, we have a lot of room to go downwards to. We have a lot of imbalances to cover. We have a lot of order blocks to hit basically. So yeah, it is a bit of both sides in this case, I would say. So what I will be waiting for is basically this order block right here to be hit. This order block supplies and whatever you want to call it. It's another order block. 15A basically. Maybe it is also a 1 hour. Let me do it like this, and then we're just waiting for that to be hit, and then we want to see a strong reaction coming out of there, and then I want to enter the trade. So let's just wait for that in this case. So now we are going to be putting our alerts on 1 2 2 2 like this, and then we'll be waiting for this to happen. We don't want to see this height be broken. We want to see a reaction out of here, and then we will enter the trade. So I will be back to you whenever one scenario happens, or Euro USD or GBP JPY. Hey guys, as you can see, this is GG at the moment. We did not come to these highs right here, but we did have a very strong reaction of this, let's say this 15-minute order block right here. So I'm quite willing to enter, I'm not gonna lie, on the position where we are right now. We formed the 530 gap of displacement, so I think I am willing to enter off here. This is a 10 pip position. Let me see what we need for this. I hope it is not gone without me while I'm figuring out the lot size. And my app doesn't work for some reason. So let's see, 10, 5, it's always a bit more. So I'm risking 6 loss on this one, but it is already gone now. So GBJPY, market execution. Let's do a 5 lot on this one and let's sell. So I changed the position to 184.11 stop loss and take profit at 180 flat. I'll come back to you whenever we hit take profit or the stop loss. So guys, let's see. I closed my position around this place in time right here. As you can see, it was just still very, very bullish, something I didn't expect. I didn't want price to come that far into my stop loss with this much momentum. So I decided to cut the trade short. Even though we might reverse right now, then it will be a lesson for me. A lesson that I can take from this is maybe that I get in from FOMO. And I was just thinking about this, did I get in on FOMO instead of waiting before this one to get hit like I discussed earlier? And did I maybe become the liquidity? So that was something that was on mind. And now that was just basically the reason for me closing this position. And that's the reality about trading, guys. It doesn't always go straight to your take profit or straight to your stop loss. Sometimes you have battles with your psychology basically, and now I can almost guarantee you that this trade is going to my take profit, but it is what it is, right? So we lost a $300 position on this one. Let me see. So you can see $397 down on the day, with $50 commission brings us down to $349 on the day. So that's 0.4% for the day. So that brings our balance to 99.555. So we're almost a 0.5% down, but we're basically still on that break even point, right? Let us see what Euro USD has done. Maybe that was a good position right there. That was a very good position right there. Basically right now lining up. So as we're only taking one trade a day, I am missing a lot of opportunities like this. But like I said, I still believe this is the best way for you guys to get funded with a no time limit prop firm, right? So we're basically trying to keep our losers small by cutting them short on actions like these. And even though this now can go very, very right, and like I said, I will guarantee you it will happen most probably, it's still management, and like I said, it was a kind of a psychological battle for me right here. So that's the reason I closed it earlier and also entered earlier. So this was me for the day. Tomorrow I will be back, and I will also show you the result of this trade, what happened right here. So that last trade that we talked about, as you can see, it was a winner. And this was a psychology issue that I had, where I would normally never ever touch my trade because I'm just not that good at trade managing, or I would just trade manage where it wasn't needed, I would say. It is something to work on. It is a real big work point of myself, where I need to learn how to trade manage properly, because right now I'm just letting it go to stop loss or to take profit most of the time. But in this case I closed it early because I thought, okay, the momentum is so volatile going against me, I have to close it right here. And as you can see, this was the wrong call. Just focus on one trade, the next trade, and that's it, right? So for now, we're 0.5% down. Not that big of a deal, of course. Still as good as break even. And I'm very curious to see where it will go. Like I said, I'm 90% certain that we will pass this challenge. We have very good rules in place. We have this one trade a day. We're not risking much. If our psychology keeps in check, like we are respecting the one trade a day rule, we are respecting the risk. So for that, we are still good. If that stays the case, then I'm quite certain that we'll pass this challenge, even if it takes us 1 or 2 months. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.